This is the story of a thrilling survival series called Billionaires Bunker. Imagine a future where a nuclear explosion destroys the Earth, spreading toxic radiation so deadly that even breathing can kill. In this chaos, the poor perish instantly, but the rich, using their wealth, build a strange underground city beneath the Earth's surface, deep underwater, to escape the apocalypse. What happens next? Let's dive into a thrilling story of secrets, betrayal, and a master plan to trap the world's richest, and subscribe now to uncover every shocking twist. The story begins with Max, a young man playing with his childhood friend, Annie. Both from wealthy families, their friendship blossoms into love over time. One stormy night, while heading to a friend's birthday party, Max loses control of the car after drinking. The crash kills Annie and sends Max to a brutal prison for 3 years, where weaker inmates are tortured. Used to a life of luxury, Max struggles at first, buying protection with money, only to realize wealth had left him powerless. He stops bribing inmates, endures unimaginable torture, and discovers he feels no pain. Determined to survive, Max trains relentlessly, mastering fighting skills, and emerges as the prison's most feared and respected fighter. After 3 years, he earns his freedom, now stronger, braver, and ready for anything. The day finally came when Max was released from prison, and everyone celebrated his freedom with joy. Stepping outside, he saw his father, James, waiting for him, but James told him they wouldn't be returning home just yet. They had to go to a special place. James explained that in these 3 years, the world had changed drastically. Nuclear conflicts had begun in several regions, and a global nuclear war could erupt at any moment, threatening to destroy the entire Earth. Ordinary people had no idea, but James, being extremely wealthy, had access to all secret information. Only the rich knew that the planet was on the brink of annihilation, so they had built a massive underground bunker to survive, fully equipped with every luxury. Max could hardly believe how much the world had changed in just 3 years. James took him in a secret helicopter to the hidden bunker, which was not only underground but located beneath a deep river designed to shield its inhabitants from nuclear devastation. Inside, all electronics were collected. They were given special uniforms and health devices, and Max immediately reunited with his mother and grandmother, overwhelmed with emotion. Touring the bunker, Max was stunned to see Annie's family, and he humbly apologized to her father, who forgave him instantly. That night, both families shared a joyful dinner, though Annie's sister, Anna, still harbored resentment. The bunker's owner, Casey, then addressed everyone, reminding them they were extremely lucky. Only immense wealth could secure a place in this safe haven. Casey told everyone that without this bunker, they would likely have died in the nuclear war, but thanks to it, they would survive comfortably even after Earth's destruction. Everyone agreed. That night, Anna was exercising when Max approached her, sincerely apologizing and saying, "Trust me, Anna. I loved Annie as much as you did. We grew up together, fell in love, and that accident was never intentional. I'm truly sorry for your loss. Can you forgive me?" Max handed her Annie's phone, which he had kept since the accident. Anna silently took it, lost in memories, and went to her room to watch videos of Annie and Max. Suddenly, the bunker shook violently, lights flickered, and everyone ran outside, realizing a massive explosion had hit the surface above. A microphone instructed them to move to the lower floor for safety, where monitors showed the outside world's devastation. Anna's father was trapped under debris, but Max and James rescued him. Once in the real safe zone, Casey confirmed that their agency's warnings about the nuclear war were accurate and showed footage of the Earth being destroyed by toxic radiation. Any unprotected exposure meant certain death. A team member, Lucas, touched a piece of metal outside, melting his gloves and burning his hand, proving the radiation's lethal intensity. Everyone realized the outside world was utterly deadly, but questions remained. How long could they truly survive inside the bunker? Months or even years? Everyone now had to stay in the bunker, and the thought of it left them deeply upset. Meanwhile, Casey, the bunker's owner, pretended to check on Lucas's condition outside, but in reality, she and her team were celebrating elsewhere. Here, the story's biggest twist is revealed. The entire scenario was Casey's master plan. She and her team had deceived the city's wealthy, trapping them in the bunker to seize their properties outside, after having them sign crucial papers beforehand. To pull it off, Casey spread false news of an impending global apocalypse, built the bunker with simulated systems, and even planted controlled explosives on the surface to create fear. Videos shown to the occupants were generated by advanced AI, ensuring the rich stayed willingly inside. Meanwhile, Anna hears a strange noise in a nearby room and discovers a girl attempting suicide. Frightened, Anna rushes in, cuts the rope, and saves her life. Everyone in the bunker is secretly struggling. The apocalypse has wiped out their wealth, cars, homes, and influence. Most are depressed, unable to adjust to a powerless reality. As the surface stabilizes, Casey reassures them they can survive comfortably inside and checks on her team, while Lucas is prepped to show the effects of venturing outside. Elsewhere, James and his wife clash as she finally rejects him, saying she stayed with him only for his money, but now he has nothing, and she will live life on her own terms, free of him. Hearing all this, James explodes in rage, and as his wife tries to walk away, he angrily follows her, shouting, then starts eating food meant for everyone without permission. When the guards see this, they rush in and shock James with electric guns, but Max arrives just in time and fights the guards alone to protect his father. Casey steps in and calmly resolves the situation. Elsewhere, Anna's parents are introduced, and we learn her father's name is Howard. Like James, Howard's marriage is also unhappy, filled with constant arguments. His wife, much younger and from a poor background, married him for his wealth and power, but never truly loved him. Meanwhile, guards approach a girl named Millie, telling her they need her because her blood type is AB negative. Lucas is critically ill, badly burned by radiation, and only her blood can save him. Casey's team explains that half of Lucas's blood is damaged, then takes Millie and 2 others to see him. Lucas is already prepared, with makeup, as his visit is part of Casey's plan to scare everyone. Lucas pretends to die, devastating Millie emotionally. Slowly, Casey's scheme becomes clearer. Her brother Jack is part of the team, and she reveals her hatred for the rich, explaining her plan to trap them in the bunker and redistribute their wealth to the poor, starting with Howard. Now, they had to figure out where all of Howard's wealth was kept, and Casey began executing her plan. She gathered everyone and warned them the world was completely destroyed. Food and water were running low, and since James had eaten everyone's share the night before, from now on, rations would be small. Casey wanted them to feel the gravity of the situation, making survival a serious concern. She then yelled at Max for attacking the guards the previous night and taking an electric stun gun, demanding he return it immediately. The scene shifts to Casey and her team planning before the wealthy were brought in. They had created AI clones of each person and seized their phones, which became the key to controlling their social media. These accounts were continuously updated with fake videos and posts showing the rich living normal lives, fooling the outside world into thinking everyone was fine. The AI system could answer calls and mimic voices, maintaining the illusion perfectly. That day, Howard received a call from his business partner Stan, furious about an important deal. Casey and her team were tense, unsure how to manage it. Inside the bunker, the rich were breaking down, relationships crumbling, families fighting, and everyone realizing their wealth and influence were gone. Now, using Howard's AI model, Casey's team could communicate with Stan as if Howard himself were speaking, moving the next stage of their plan forward flawlessly. Casey's team used Howard's AI model to communicate with Stan and discovered that months earlier, Stan and Howard had planned to use all their black money to launch a massive company. But suddenly, Howard disappeared, which is why Stan kept calling him. Cleverly, Casey extracted from Howard's AI model the location of the hidden money, stored in a secret place in Howard's house, protected by a password only he knew. Casey and her team devised a plan to trick Howard into revealing it so they could seize all the black money and redistribute it to the poor. Later, Casey sits alone, lost in thought, reflecting on her childhood. At 12, she and her brother Jack went to a school filled with wealthy kids who constantly mocked them, calling them poor. Despite their talent, their hard work was never recognized, and with a struggling father and absent mother, Casey and Jack grew up relying only on each other. Determined to shape their own future, they studied relentlessly, earned multiple degrees, and created an advanced AI system. But without money, they couldn't launch it or gain recognition. Investors either ignored them or demanded control, witnessing the unfairness of a world where wealth, not talent, dictated success. Casey vowed to use her skills in AI to help the poor, assembling a team of talented yet overlooked individuals to carry out her plan. Most of Casey's team members had also been humiliated by wealthy people at some point in their lives, and that shared pain kept her plan moving forward. Casey then gathers her team and says she has figured out how to extract Howard's password by giving him what he needs most: attention and care. Since arriving at the bunker, Howard had become invisible and ignored, so Casey knew kindness would make him open up. She sends a team member named Ingrid to him, and Ingrid treats Howard warmly, listens to him, and slowly earns his trust. With no one else to talk to, Howard begins spending time with her, and a quiet friendship forms. One day, Ingrid suggests playing a game to pass the time, where they share secrets. She casually mentions her own secret lockers and pretends to reveal fake passwords, gently asking about his. Trusting her completely, Howard reveals his real password and, having nothing left in the world, also shares detailed access codes to his bank accounts and hidden money. The next day, using Howard's AI, Casey contacts Stan and tells him where the black money is and instructs him to invest it in a specific company, secretly a fake one created by Casey's team, allowing them to seize the funds. One by one, they begin quietly taking control of all the rich people's money. Meanwhile, Max grows suspicious, notices a hidden microphone inside the safety bracelet, realizes they are being monitored, and decides to investigate. With Anna's help, Max wanted to secretly ally with Anna, so he wrote his thoughts on pieces of paper, knowing that speaking aloud would be overheard by Casey's team through hidden microphones in their bracelets. He first shows her a note saying, "Stay quiet," then another explaining that since arriving, many things seemed off, especially the bracelets, which contained microphones that recorded every conversation. Max warns Anna that no one can be sure a nuclear war actually occurred, that everything they've seen might be a deception by Casey and her team. He tells her they need a careful plan and her help. To avoid suspicion, Max asks Anna to pretend a romantic connection with him, which Casey's team observes but cannot decipher. Max reveals the bunker's secret exit gate to Anna and devises a distraction plan. She, a former chemistry student, can make a small bomb to divert the guards' attention. Meanwhile, Max finds the control room and shuts down the bunker's systems, cutting off Howard's AI in the video call to Stan, creating confusion. Once their plan succeeds, they restore the systems, letting Casey's AI manipulate Stan into buying the fake company, while Max and Anna prepare to use the distraction to escape, growing emotionally closer in the process. Max saw glimpses of his late girlfriend Annie and Anna and confessed, "Anna, I loved Annie more than my own life, and I probably never will forget her. When I look at you, I see her. When you're near, it feels like she's still with me." Anna understood his heart but firmly told him their bond could never go further. Meanwhile, Casey and her team were fully focused on their scam, leaving Max and Anna unnoticed. Using Ingrid, who had gained Howard's trust before, Casey now manipulated Stan in Bangkok to buy the fake company, and as planned, the money transferred directly into Casey's account. At that moment, Max and Anna's hidden bomb exploded, throwing the bunker into chaos. Guards scrambled, and everyone ran for safety, giving Max and Anna the chance to escape through a secret exit. Relaxed and unaware, Stan returned to check the company, but discovered no one was there and realized he had been completely scammed when he saw Ingrid's true identity. Casey's team had successfully seized Howard and Stan's money. Meanwhile, Max and Anna, now in safety suits, reached the main door and stepped outside. As sunlight hit Max's face, he marveled at the real world again, knowing the scam was over and their freedom restored. If you love the twists in Billionaires Bunker, smash that like button, subscribe, and drop your theories in the comments below.